So this is the best build in Final Stand. What we have is Supernova. This is because it's just so good for a key move. What you can do is you can, whether it's aggro something, you can Supernova it, and they can usually tank it. And of course, taking into consideration farming, so doing rollies. This is like what you have for a rollie set up as a key build. If you're curious, these are the stats, of course. And Planet Crusher is one of the most important ones. It does massive damage. You use it one time in the rollie, but it's for quite a lot, so it's really good. Then Eraser Cannon, it's like a weaker planet, but you can use it every 3 seconds. Really good, powerful, but sometimes it can whiff and miss, but you won't see that most of the time. However, you will mostly be doing this move. You'll do Murder Grenade into like a Blaster Meteor, and then you can always Flash Strike to get some distance and use like a Sunstorm. So you'll do Blaster Meteor, then Eraser Cannon, then Murder Grenade, and then another Blaster Meteor. That's like the usual way you'll fight Broly. Super Spirit Bomb is for group grinds. You will use this to start, and then you'll rotate the planet on the follow-up to kill Broly. And then obviously Energy is just an evasive to lower your key max for God Mode or UI, or you can just use it to get out of a Broly attack. Yeah, instant transmission. In the instant transmission is just for convenience, TPing to ults and stuff. So let's practice against Broly and see how it goes. Alright, so instead of doing the top, oh, it didn't even do what I wanted it to. Oh wow, he blocked. That's so he never does that. That's crazy. That's really bad RNG. Wow. Well, that was Friaza. Now, that was really bad, I'm not gonna lie, but if my FPS wasn't like 15, it would have been a lot easier, but oh well. The reason why I think Key's overall better than Melee, even though Melee handles NPCs like that much better, was because Key's much faster for grinding, and all I've ever done, really, on this game is actually just grind Bully, so when it comes down to it, it's like Keys just saves you a lot of time in general. Anyways, that was Final Stand, let's go on to the next one. Alright, so here's the setup. We have Energy Volley, then Beast Cannon, and Destruction Orb. Now, if you're a good side, you can just use Ultimate Spirit Bomb, they're the same thing. So Key is superior in this game, as it was in Final Stand. It's unfortunate because Melee does look pretty cool, but Key's just so much better. Like, watch. So if I go do Melee, it only does that much damage, but if I do Energy Volley, like, it did already more damage. In Energy Volley, you get at the start of the game. God Slicer, you get at the end of the game, pretty much. Rebirth 6. Now, like, watch this. I can do Destruction Orb, and then Sidestep and go into Beast Cannon. And that one-shots, or I can do an Energy Volley, and then just follow it up with the Beast Cannon. And it's like, Yeah, it's crazy. Then if I want to like actually just one-shot farm, I can go to the weaker bosses like this, and then just use Destruction Orb, and then just farm it like this, and it's just like technically faster. So yeah, it's one, you don't have to fly over there and actually hit them. Two, it does more damage than melee. I'm sure melee is good for PvP, but like Roblox, PvP is on this. Yeah, Key's just broken. You can just farm like this, and it's absurd. Shorter section of the games, but you know, there's not much to go off of in Dragon Blox. So yeah, Key's OP.
A year ago, Melee was better, but now Key is better, so Key again in Dragon Ball Evolution. Now, the reason for this being is, one, you can AFK farm, as I'm showing you right here with Beerus. You can just use Super Black Kamehameha or any Kamehameha and just AFK farm the boss. So not only can you just AFK farm overworld bosses that respawn, but you also can shred extremely strong bosses too. So I'm gonna do the highest tier of the Akuma raid, and just look with the basic setup how I shred him. Now here's the thing, Super Black Kamehameha isn't the strongest key move. It's like, I wouldn't say even top 5. The strongest one is Crimson Blast Rampage. I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use Super Black Kamehameha. Yeah, pretty crazy as we saw. That's quite insane. That's a lot of damage from a key move. Unfortunately, all the bosses in this game are the same, really. So, I guess that's it for this. But yeah, Key's utterly broken. Melee is the one for Dragon Soul, and the moves are whatever. They don't really matter. What we're here for is the infinite comboing of the melee attacks. So if you don't know, you can just use your melee full loadout, and then after you're done using all your light attacks, you can either click Q, of course, then go behind him and get more attacks off, or you can click V and cancel it into more light attacks. Because if you don't know, whenever you click V after your full light attack combo, it like almost instantly resets, and you can just do it again. And it doesn't always hit, but it's really consistent, and you can always just use Q instead. You can further buff this with Kaioken, and it just absolutely destroys all the bosses and NPCs. So yeah, Melee's really good.
Alright. Now, Key is for Debug. I'll admit I'm not as into Debug as I used to be, so I'm going based off what I remember it being. But I remember Key being pretty broken. So what you want to first do, of course, is the moves that I used to use a lot were Eraser Cannon, of course, and then you'd power up with Raccoon Fighting Pose, and then you'd execute the Raccoon Renegade Bomber. That's what we're going to try. So Raccoon Fighting Pose. Wait, what? It's not working? I'm sure it still works. Oh, they changed it! Oh! Yo, okay, it's fine. Yeah, Key definitely seems nerfed since when I last played, but still pretty good. I'm sure I can do Kaioken though and just one-shot them. Yeah, really good for farming though. Even if it's still nerfed, this is like, good for farming. Way worse than it used to be, but still really good. So, I use Kaioken. And then I just one-shot, right? Like there's... Yeah, okay. Yep, you can still one-shot them. Nuts. Absolutely crazy. Yep, still not as broken as it used to be, but you can still farm like this. That's absurd that you can do this. I would fight against Broly, but I don't think I can actually, like, run Broly on this.
Zenny is a staple in Dragon Ball Final Remastered, and Ki helps you get it the quickest. So with Ki, what you do is you literally just use beam attacks either on the rock, and then you destroy it with Ki attacks. Energy Wave, Kamehameha. Energy Wave's like the best one because it scales the best and doesn't require like any Ki at all to use, so you can just spam it. Kamehameha is basically the same. The rock's good for farming, and you literally have to use Ki to damage it, so that's a given. You can also fight something better with Ki, which is the Super Namekian or whatever it's called, and you can just damage it from far away with Ki, so it doesn't have to transform at all, which is just broken. Melee definitely is good, but you can choose a lot of stuff with Ki, and it's also like really good for mentors too. You can just fly around them and shoot Ki. So basically what I'm saying is Ki's the best for farming. They're really good for bosses and mentors. So yeah, that's Ki. This is the best in Final Remastered in my humble opinion.